It is Nathan Aspinall. Hi, Nathan.
Hey boys, how are you? You okay?
Not so bad. Yes. I mean, what's the German? What's the Berlin audience like?
Oh, amazing. We play a lot of tournaments in Germany, a lot of European tours, and they're absolutely passionate about the darts. They love it, and unless you're playing a German player, they're really good and they're really respectful. So, looking forward to another good night. It's a massive arena tomorrow. I think it's like 15 to 17,000 there tomorrow. So, looking forward to it.
Respectful will be nice. I mean, generally most fans are respectful, but one or two with incidences recently where they've got a bit exuberant. You got a beer shampoo that I saw Luke Letter wasn't particularly happy about in one of the nights.
Yeah, that was in Brighton. That I think that before I played him in the final, someone decided to launch a pint at me. So luckily it hit my foot, so it wasn't too bad. But 99.9% of the fans that come are absolutely fantastic and enjoy the night. There's always that, 5 or 6 people that ruin it or try to ruin it for everyone else. But generally speaking, dart fans are fantastic.
Yeah, you mentioned Germany. They just had a good win, haven't you, in the European tour?
Yeah, that was it's only took me 10 years to win one of them. So it was very long overdue, but it was a fantastic tournament for myself. And hopefully I can, use that confidence from last week and have a good week tonight.
Yeah, and plenty of nice prize money involved in that. And that's all going up, of course, Nathan, isn't it? With Matchroom announcing yesterday we're going to see increases across the board in all the big tournaments. And the world's doubling from a 500,000 to $1 million for the winner. Wow,
Yeah, amazing. It's I think it's dedicated to all the players that have worked hard over the last few years, putting on great nights for all the fans, and obviously Luke Littler. He played a big part in promoting the game to a larger audience, which he brought bigger sponsors. So yeah, it's amazing. All the lads were buzzing about it as we were, because we had a pay rise. So it'll be amazing to be the first guy to win that £1 million prize money.
That's you being nice to Luke, and apparently that's a problem. I've seen one or two players suggesting that you're all too pally with Luke at the moment. They're calling you fanboys.
Yes, apparently so. But I think, to be fair, they were right at the World Championships. I was a bit too respectful to him. I've got to remember that I'm there to win for myself. And I've known Luke since he was 11, 12. Yeah. So I'm just generally happy for what he's achieved in the game. He's a really nice kid. And but I've just got to start beating him.
But you're right, he's a nice kid. He's a nice bloke.
Have you been impressed? I mean, we've just been talking to a sports psychologist and stuff. His mental resilience his life has changed so much in the last sort of 18 months. And he kind of seems to take it all in his stride and still play great darts, stick at what he's good at, not be sidetracked. It's pretty impressive for a kid of his age.
Definitely. Yeah, I've said it many times. I don't think I could do what he's had to go through. And I'm quite mentally strong. At 17, 18, to the media commitments and going on all these shows, the difference between dart players and like footballers and we don't get media trained.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's been thrown in the deep end. He's going on like League of Their Own and all these different shows, and Jonathan Ross, and fair play to him. He does get a lot of respect and he deserves it.
We've noticed it. I mean, with 3 times we've chatted to him, either in person or down the line. And he's just getting, he's getting more confident, more relaxed, chatting to the press. As you would. He was like 17 and, as you said, thrown straight into it. But you're noticing him sort of flourish, if you like.
Yeah, he's coming out of his shell a bit as well now with the boys. Do you know what I mean? He used to play his darts and then go back to his room and play in his PlayStation or whatever. He's now actually coming down to the hotel bar and playing cards with us and stuff like that. So he's definitely grown up in the last 12 months, but I think he's kind of had to, really, because of everything that's getting thrown at him.
I was going to say, I'll put him off his game then. Have a few drinks. Right. Have a few drinks, Luke.
Come on, Luke. Have another one.
Somehow.
Is he? I mean, a lot of young people don't drink these. There's a lot of young, sports people don't drink. But does he have a drink with you?
He'll have a couple of dart fruits. He's
okay.
He's a bit of a lightweight, but he's only 18, isn't he? So he does like 4 pints and that's him done.
He doesn't try and keep up. I can imagine someone like MVG when he's S-housing, like saying and he's tipping his into the flower pot and buying Luke another one. Yeah, that's you kick off tomorrow night, don't you, in Berlin? I see, Nathan. Is it Stephen Bunting you kick off with?
Yeah. So Battle of the Walk-Ons. So it should be it should take about 20 minutes for us both to get on stage, and then we can start playing darts. So, looking forward to it.
It just strikes me that it's a brilliant time to be a darts player. You know, the sport is so strong now. And when you started, you probably didn't imagine it would get to this level.
No, definitely not. And at the end of the day, I'm still quite. I class myself as still quite a new young dart player. I've been at the top level now for probably 4 or 5 years, and I still think I've got so much more to give in the game. But when I started, I think we were playing for, first round of a Pro Tour won £250, and that's obviously been announced £1250. So that's like what's 500% increase in 7 years. I didn't think it would get anywhere like it is, and I generally think there is no cap on where darts can get to. I'm big into my golf. I'd love the money to get like that.
Wow.
But
well, I mean,
I don't think it will, but
no.
I'd love to win 30 million for one tournament. Like
there must have been a moment, because you were a good footballer. We've talked about this before, and Manchester United tryouts and stuff like that. And then, who knows? You could have gone and had a football career. It might not have been at Manchester United. It might have been, who knows, something like League One or League Two. But darts has become as lucrative, really, at a certain level of football is as a living. Yeah,
of course. And, you look at the people that come to watch us. Like last week in Newcastle, all the Newcastle lads were there. There's so many people that want to be with us. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's amazing. I keep using an analogy that dart players at the moment are like the snooker players of the 80s.
Yeah, good analogy.
Everyone wants to be around dart players, and generally speaking, 95% of us we're just good lads. You know what I mean? We're working class lads, and we're up for a laugh. But it's going mental. And like I keep saying, I don't think we're anywhere near the end yet.
And a lot of those guys became household names in snooker because of Big Break. And of course, Freddie is back with Bullseye.
Oh, yeah.
So all you guys are all going to be on Bullseye.
That's
so
true.
You'll be doing a bit of that as well, I would think.
They only want Luke on stuff like that. We should watch it on telly.
Yeah.
It can't just be.
Now, you mentioned golf, and there is a tournament they still play in golf where they play with the old hickory shafts. They go out with the old clubs they used to play with and the balls they used to play with like 150 years ago. And I saw online, you played with some 50-year-old darts, didn't you, recently, for your dart sponsors? That must have been a weird experience.
Target, yeah. You know what? See, my darts are quite an unusual dart anyway. So when I first started playing, remember Leighton Rees?
Yeah, of course.
From Wales. So he actually gave my granddad a set of darts, and I started playing with them. And when I was signed with a darts manufacturer, I had them made identical. So my darts are like an old style dart from like the 70s, 80s anyway.
No way.
But yeah, I played, I think they were called Target Ace. They're the first dart that Target as my sponsor that they ever made. And yeah, they had feather flights and all sorts. It was mental.
How did you get on with them?
I'm sure I scored 320 with 9 darts, I think, if I remember correctly. So it was, but definitely different.
Leighton Rees. So, tell me, if anybody wants to go and check out an old clip on just how much the darts has changed at Ali Pali, it was still at Ali Pali, and Leighton Rees is playing in there, and this fog of cigarette smoke coming off the crowd. Looks like they're electing a new pope.
Was it the News of the World?
News of the World darts. Yeah. There's no big screens. Everybody's in there, much all having a beer, watching it in the same way they did. But you had like a light board, so people could follow it if they were sitting at the back through a set of dots and lights. I mean, it's nuts. Go and see. It's amazing to watch the way. But the sport proves how popular the sport was then. The Worlds have always been very popular. The News of the World's always been very popular. That one as well.
Yeah, I think as well. What's happened now is obviously everyone. You got your diehard dart fans, obviously, but everyone used to, Christmas time. Christmas is all about the darts, but now they're watching more. They're getting more educated in the players. A lot. I reckon only probably 3 or 4 years ago, most people would only know the Premier League players. Yeah. Whereas now everyone knows everyone. Probably the top 64. A lot of people would know. So it's just great, and it's evolving year on year. And obviously, Barry Earney's is the best in the business, isn't he? So I've got to mention him. Got to thank him for it.
Well, he'll put the money up again, hopefully.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Did you manage to watch United last night?
I watched Stockport County instead, actually.
Well, it's your other team, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, so I had an awful feeling, so I put County on instead, and they won 3-0. So
fair enough.
Was happy.
They played all right, actually, to be honest.
They didn't play badly. They just got Forest, basically. Let Forest score, and you've got to be really at it as where you're finishing. Unless you're not, Forest will keep you out. As they did a very good job last night. Yeah.
You've got them bottom three are so bad, otherwise we'd been we'd be panicking now.
Yeah. Well, look, lovely to talk to you, Nathan. Wish you well tomorrow night. Thanks ever so much.
Thank you very much. Cheers for having me. Thank you.
Nathan Aspinall takes on Stephen Bunting in the first game in the quarterfinals. Our top team will be there for you, bringing you that. Abby Davis, Paul Nicholson, Chris Mason. Then it's Luke Humphreys, Rob Cross, Chris Dobie, Luke Littler, and MVG versus Gerwin Price. That'll be a cracker. That'll have a bit of edge to it.
I love Paul's nickname, Paul the Asset Nicholson. I'd love to be an asset.
Would you? Yeah,
well, you're not an asset.
Well, you're not really. An asset. I mean, you're Andy the Hindrance Jacobs. That's what you are.
I am.
Yeah.
Paul Hawksbee and Andy Jacobs, Monday to Friday afternoons, 1 till 4. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.